it was recently reported this week that JJ Redick is now the Lakers head coach from a on the court move. I think the best route to take in terms of trying to win the championship is hiring a head coach that can have a great relationship, a great rapport with your star player. For the Lakers, obviously that's LeBron James. We know that JJ Redick and LeBron, they have the podcast together. JJ Redick has had his own podcast for a while since he's retired. When you listen to the podcast Mind the Game with JJ and LeBron, you see, and even with this podcast, The Old Man and the Three and the Dunker Spot, it appears that JJ Redick has a healthy balance and understanding with the analytics, but as well as not being blindsided with analytics to know how to go in favor of what the X's and O's say you should do on a basketball court. Him having that balance between analytics and the X's and O's, I think will serve the Lakers well. It shows that from the podcast, you see that him and LeBron tend to be on the same wavelength of how they try to go about thinking the game and what they think you should do to defeat certain teams. So as it relates to trying to win the championship and having the right head coach, wanting to start there, to have the right head coach in position to go win a championship, I think by far making this move for JJ Redick was the best thing to do for the Los Angeles Lakers and Laker Nation. Now, whether or not JJ Redick wins the championship for the Lakers, JJ Redick will live off being the Lakers head coach long after he's done coaching this basketball team. And here's why. When he's done coaching, he may decide to go back to being an analyst. I would like to believe while coaching, he'll still try to find a way to continue doing his podcast and things of that nature, right? So picture this, JJ Redick, he's done coaching, and now he goes back to negotiating contracts and deals for himself as an analyst. Before, when he's negotiating those contracts, it's JJ Redick, the 15-year NBA veteran, also superstar college basketball player from Duke University. He's just, negotiating as that. Now he has a new level of cachet, notoriety, and popularity to bring to a negotiating table as the Los Angeles Lakers' former head coach. That by itself, you could argue, has a great ring to it, even if you just stack that up against solely him being a college superstar and a 15-year NBA veteran. We know, as they say, La La Land, Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, the Lakers, that brings on a whole different level of mystique and attention and notoriety. And I think JJ adding not just former NBA head coach, but adding former Los Angeles Lakers head coach to his resume is going to send his value through the roof from a media standpoint when he's done coaching basketball. And apart from it helping him be an analyst if he chooses to go that way, the amount of sponsorships and deals and brands and advertisements and all of that's going to generate for his podcast, for his media conglomerate that he's building. Oh my God. When I tell you JJ is going to live off being the Lakers head coach for quite some time, I believe he can't even anticipate, or maybe he has, and that's why he decided to take this job, because he knew and understood that the value of being his head coach, it will far supersede whether he wins or loses in this role. If he wins, multiply the money that he's already going to make solely off being attached to the Lakers brand by 10x. But even if he doesn't really win and have success like that, JJ Redick is going to thrive off the newfound relationship and attachment to being the Lakers head coach. You could even argue not everybody already knows him, especially the newer generation don't know him as a college superstar. Some may not even know him as a NBA player. So some people can only identify you like as being the Lakers head coach and being somebody that LeBron seen, pointed out, and kind of like has already gave a stamp of approval to long before he got the job. JJ is winning. JJ is going to win regardless whether he wins or loses. And this is a big time move for JJ Redick in the long run. Trust me when I say it. Since Phil Jackson, uh, the Lakers have had 6 head coaches in the past 13 years. Um, None of them have coached more than 3 years. And even one of those coaches being Frank Vogel, who won a championship, right? So it doesn't seem like coaches stick around for a long time, as you know, as history has shown us. JJ has a 4 year deal. Right now, we don't know what the numbers in terms of the money are specifically attached to that, but it's a 4 year deal. JJ really has no prior history as an assistant coach or being on an NBA staff as a coach or an assistant coach. Um, but nonetheless, he's gotten this opportunity, and just remember when you see all these partnerships and brand deals attached to his podcast, The Old Man and the Three, and I would assume that he's going to still find a way to do the pod just so it doesn't lose its momentum and its mystique that it's had. He hasn't done an episode since becoming the head coach. I don't know if that's in the contract negotiations, but man, this is a great opportunity from a business standpoint for JJ to grow his media company. Um, Being the Lakers head coach. And it'll be the first time we sustain it. Like, we don't know of current head coaches that have podcasts, and it's like podcast boom era that we're currently in. And so that's gonna be great to see. That's gonna be real great to see how that all pans out. Last quick note, JJ Redick becoming the head coach. This makes him the sixth head coach to get hired without experience since 2010. Those other former coaches to get hired without experience who were former players were Steve Nash, Steve Kerr, Jason Kidd, Derek Fisher, and Mark Jackson. So Laker Nation, let's see what JJ talking about, man. Or let's see what the podcast is talking about.